Currently, we are at IPS School 44, Riverside, and I have spent a great deal of the last 5 years here. And as you can see from behind me is a food pantry, and Indiana members started that about 5 years ago because of the need in the community. We furnish food for about 40 families a month so that the area kids can have food over the weekends. We supply all the school uniforms for this school. That's about 500 uniforms. And all the employees at the credit union earn the money through candy sales, car washes, whatever it could be, to raise this money to buy these uniforms. And then for the canned goods to get here, the employees get to wear jeans on Friday. So that's our buy-in to wear the jeans. And as you can see, we all really like to wear jeans at the credit union. It was Capital Plus Credit Union. And the reason I was there is a friend of mine who at the time was the director of the Department of Financial Institution, and some of you older folks around here would remember him, W.T. Ray. Got a call from him, and he was on the board and one of the original founders of this credit union, and he thought things just weren't running the way he thought they wanted to be. So with my audit background, he asked me to go there and take a look. So I did, and I started reviewing things. And unfortunately, I found $1 million defalcation. So for a year, I worked to get all of that ironed out, and the bonding company, CUNA Mutual, was outstanding, supported me a great deal. And then I spent time there from 1990 until we merged with Indiana members in 2005. And I've been there since then, and then retired this year. Well, what got me started was W.T. Ray, the director of the Department of Financial Institutions. He just had a lot of faith in me. Don Husk, who was in charge of the credit unions at that time underneath W.T. Ray, he was the supervisor. And when I went into Capital Plus to take care of it, he looked at me and says, "Lamoura, I'll give you 1 year. You either get that thing straight in 1 year, or I'm going to rip your arm off and hit you over the head with it." I went, "Yes, sir." I think, especially the year I was chairman, I thought as chairman I needed to go to all of the different meetings. So we tried to hit each chapter meeting. So we were driving to South Bend, Elkhart, Evansville, and then when I was on the QLAC National Committee, I got to meet a lot of wonderful people from other credit unions. But one of the most interesting and I guess self-inspiring things for me was you go to these meetings, and I'm at QLAC, and here you are talking to credit unions from all over the United States, and go, "Oh, you work with Chris Beaumont?" "Yeah." "Oh, he's wonderful. We just don't know what we would do without him." Or when I was on the National Foundation Committee, "Oh, you work with Joe Guilfoy?" Yeah, Joe and I go way back. We just love Joe here. Then when you go to the national, with your GAC and everything else, then it goes back to John. So to have your people in your state thought of that highly by all these national organizations was just so rewarding for me. I'm here every Friday. I've been in kindergarten for 5 years. I haven't made it out yet. So I don't know if I'll ever make it out, but I still continue to volunteer at IPS School 44. And what you do is you sit and, the classrooms have 19, 20 kids in it. So they don't get a lot of one-on-one. So they sit down and they read to me, they count to me. And I teach the Dave Ramsey at our YMCA. So it's just those little things, because you've got to educate the member, because then they'll be a good member. With the financial literacy, I've talked to kids. Oh, I could not tell you how many classrooms I've talked to. Just on how to balance a checkbook. What should you do when you want to apply for a home mortgage? And these are all the things that Indiana members, and they're still doing all of these things. And it's important to them to continue doing that, because again, you're working with the membership, developing that good member and giving them good things to grow as members. The most important one is my husband. everybody in the state knows Bill, you know, because we're kind of the short and the tall of everything. Anytime I went to a credit union event or anything, I did anything that had to do with credit unions or related to it, Bill was always with me. So, you know, I couldn't have done anything without him. Be a sponge, listen, don't think you know everything, and get involved. I don't care if it's in the local soccer community, if it's in the local baseball community, Little League, whatever. Get involved in your community or where your branch is, because that's where your membership base is going to be, and you learn what they need. You'll find that, and credit union people are the best people in the world.